how are the ways you feel like help you to tap into that zone?
I rely heavily on my rituals, before game, pre-game, starting lineups, whether it's right when we get on the court huddling my team, like there's a ritual, there's a rhythm, it's not just, throw it out and I just do stuff randomly. That brings me into like a comfort space, and there's just stuff that I say to myself before I play. I communicate to the Most High, but I think like the biggest phrase that allows me to truly delve into that moment, into the game, is I say to myself, surrender the outcome. Everybody has goals. It's great to have goals, and I have goals for each game. I want to do certain things, I want to win, obviously, but you have to surrender the outcome, and that's big because it takes away the pressure of the moment. It takes away, like, I want to have 30 points. I got to have 30 points. I got to do this. But oftentimes, if you realize in your life that you put that angst energy behind it, stuff goes awry. But if you just surrender to the moment, knowing that you've done everything that you needed to do to prepare yourself for this game, for this matchup, when you surrender to the moment and you surrender the outcome, that allows it to manifest. It comes through unblocked with any negative energy coming towards it. And obviously, I do that every game. And obviously, every game wasn't amazing, but that's something that's common, and something you have to stick to. But that's like the thing that ignites me. Surrender the outcome. Boy. It's easier said than done, though. I promise you.
Because it's like, how can we not consider the outcome?
Yeah.
How can we, how
Exactly.
can we not? The meditation and finding that stillness is where you kind of find things and you see things, right? You allow things to happen. And then, and in that process, you really discover like your true self. I put that on a post on our page recently. Like, a lot of hoopers aren't playing their real game because they're not being their real selves.
People talk about self-care, right? Self-care is like this big thing that's going on, right? And it's beautiful. You make sure your nails are done, make sure you get a haircut, make sure you get a massage, you eating the right stuff, drinking a lot of water, eating fruits. Cool, that's beautiful, right? But self-care to me is intrinsic. Self-love to me is intrinsic. It's knowing thyself. Like, if you watch The Matrix, when they're when he visits the oracle and there's a sign on the wall, I don't know what it says in the language, but it's talking about know thyself. Like, you must know yourself before you can know anybody else. You must love yourself before you can love anybody else. You must know your game before you can try and even emulate somebody else's game. Like, you have to know you first, as within, so without. Like, you have to know these things about you before you can impact the external.